Hello everybody, this is Lesson, and today we're gonna start off with a new tutorial series. Not sure if I'm gonna do any more Minecraft videos because no one seemed to watch them anymore. I recently posted a new one with the AI, and well, it didn't get really views actually. So I thought just start with something new. If you still like the series, leave a comment and maybe I'll get into it again. We'll see. So I want to start off with this new series. And for those who are already familiar with Unity, this series is not going to be very helpful. This is going to be a tutorial series about how to make video games from A to Z. So that means the little easy scripts and the introduction to modeling and animating characters and stuff like that. And then just make a quick little game. So at the end of this series, we're really going to have a little game. And I actually wanted to make something. I called it Unity3D. And it's gonna be like a 3D version of Snake. If you don't know what Snake is, it's a really old game, really classic game, where your objective in the game was to collect a little cube, and if you collected it, then your snake got longer. Now we're not gonna do anything like that actually, gonna do something with collecting cubes, and you're just gonna get more score, and when you get the player who's get the most score, or actually it's just gonna be single player, but it saves your score and you can beat your previous score. So it saves your best score, your high score, and you can try to beat it. And it will be a fun project. So let's just go ahead and start off by creating our floor. For now it's just gonna be cube. Later on we'll create a model for it, but now it's just gonna be a cubey. Put it in the center and make it 20, or let's make it 30 by 30. Add some lights to it so our scene is nice. This has some nice lights, and we're going to use a directional light for basic lighting. Now this is a little bit bright, so I'm just gonna turn it a bit and decrease sensitivity by 0.1. It's gonna be 0.45. This is just perfect. Second thing we're gonna do is adding a skybox. Now some of you might already know this, but you just gotta go to render settings, and here's skybox material. You just click on that and you just choose a material. No. I really like these two. Don't like this one very much, but I never took this one, so why not just take this one? Second thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start creating some basic folders. So the first folder I want to create is a script folder. This one will hold all of our scripts. Second folder is gonna be the model folder. This will hold all of our basic methods and make a little bit more advanced model. With an S. The third map is going to be materials. And this one is going to be child object of our model folder. Fourth folder is going to be textures. And this one is going to be child object of materials. And the last one we want is we're going to go prefabs. And this one is going to be a child object of our model folder. Now let's go ahead and create a new material. Let's call it floor. And give it something bluish. Now let's see how that looks. Okay, you can set a material by just dragging it or by clicking the object and dragging it then into your materials folder. Let's rename the cube to floor. Okay, next thing we want to do is we want to start off by creating our character. Now we're not going to write our own character controller because this is maybe a little bit difficult to start off with. So we're just going to use our standard Unity first person controller. I wanted to use the FPS walker because this is a little bit easier script than character motor. So let's just go ahead and press the import new asset button. Now for those who already imported all assets, this won't be necessary. So I'm guessing we should import new scripts. Let's see if it's in here. No, I can't see it. Okay, that means it's not in here. So once again, if you imported all the assets, this won't be necessary. But if I don't find it quick, I won't use it anyway, so... I don't find it, but I do gonna import the train assets. Import. And while it's importing, well, we actually just probably will wait. Oh, now I'm fast. Let's just use the FPS first person controller. Drag it into your scene and drag it up a bit so it's not falling through the floor. If you did that, you can hit play for a sec and see if you can walk around. By default, this will be a V as a D. And if you can see, this works perfectly. Now we can see our platform is a little bit small, so we're going to change it up to 50 and 50. By almost doubling the value, I hope we'll have a little bit more room to play with. Now let's just increase the movement speed a bit. We'll just up it to 9. And the sideways speed to 7.5. Backward speed is fine for now. Maybe we'll see it on later. Max ground acceleration, let's add that to 25. And max fall speed, let's make let's see, let's make 8 of it. Jumping. The base height is 1. We want our extra height to be... No, I don't really know how this works, but let's just make 3 of this. And let's just see what this does to our controller. So many of you may not notice that we walk a lot faster now because the platform is a little bit bigger. It doesn't seem that way, but we definitely walk a lot faster, so that's good. Okay, now we'll start off with creating our basic code. We're creating a new script. We call this score spawner. And let's open that up. Okay, let's start off by creating some variables first. First variable will be spawn. before I do this, I'm gonna import some new assets, but this is gonna probably take a while. So I'm just gonna hit the pause button for a second. Okay guys, I'm sorry for that. I just imported some new light assets, but I will show you guys later why I did that and stuff. So you don't need to do anything for now. If you just imported all these standard assets, you will be good for the next couple tutorials. So spawn points will be our first variable, and it will be game objects. And you will need to add these symbols to it. So this will mean that this is group of separate object. Now our score. This will be your score cube. So this will be the cube the player needs to take in order to get its score. So this will also be a game object, but this will be a normal single game object. Okay. Now we don't need the start function for now, but we do need the update function. So let's type let's see what we want to begin with. Let's just start off with the very basics. This will be adding the spawn points, and we are gonna do this in the spawn point and the start function. So we actually do need these points, the start function. So you just type in spawn points equals game objects dot find with tag find game objects with tag. Don't forget this as is really important. Other times it won't work. Game objects with tag. And the tag we wanted to look for will be score cube. Let's make cube of it with 2 capitals in it. So if it did that, then we want it to if you did that, then we want to create a variable, a new score, so that we want to let it spawn a new score cube, and this is going to be a boolean, and by default it's set to false. I mean set to true. Sorry, by default it's set to true. Because at the beginning we wanted to spawn in a score cube. So if new score is equals to true, then we wanted to start this action, and make sure you have 2 equals in there. We wanted to first assign a random spawn point. And this is going to be random spawn points var random spawn point. So we have var of it now equals double dot game object, and this game object is equal to spawn point, so our normal spawn point, but we wanted to select a random one, so random dot range and 0 dot dot spawn point, that random spawn point, and then dot length, so with length with a capital. And if we didn't make an error on that, that should be fine. Then we wanted to instantiate the cube at that place. This will be really easy. We just type in instantiate. Equals. No, sorry, not equals. Just two bows, and this will be score cube. I'm sorry, I typed this. So delete those symbols, and then score cube. So don't forget to delete those two. It's very important. Otherwise it won't work. Or it will probably work, but comma, transform. Dot position. Dot transform. Dot rotation. So now it will transform at the location of this script, but we don't want that. We want it to spawn at random spawn points. So let's copy that and paste it here, and add a dot between those. And normally, if we didn't make an error, it shouldn't be. It should be working. But before, now it will just start spawning new cubes all over the place, and we don't want it. So we want to set new score equal to false. And this time we only need 1 equals 2. In an if statement we need 2, and in a normal statement we need only 1. So let's save that by pressing Ctrl S or by hitting the save icon above. Let's close it and let's see if we make an error. No, it says we made an error. And yes, if you can see by pressing enter, I accidentally put this weird sign after that. So normally we shouldn't do anything wrong. I'm trying to identify a random spam point. It says it doesn't know random spam points. So that means we need to make a variable of it. I didn't do that apparently. No big deal. This will also be a normal game object. Length is not a number. Probably spelled it wrong. Sorry, my language isn't English. Let's try this. Probably a lot of people will yelling in front of its computer. You typed it wrong or something. It's gonna pause. Okay, I'm sorry. This should be the correct way to spell it. Also, I made another mistake, and this needs to be like this. So I just saw that these two need to be the same every time, so we get a lot of messy stuff in the editor. We don't want that. So normally we should get okay. So I'm sorry that I made this lot of mistakes, but yeah, let's test it. Basically, we're just gonna add 2 empty game objects, one here, and another one there. Now, of course, we need to tag those, and we're gonna first calling them spawn 0, 1 and spawn 0, 2. Now I noticed I spelled this wrong too. This was an accident. I know how to spell spawn. So now I need to tag those with spawn score cube or something. I don't really recall. Score cube. Yes, score cube. I don't know why I call it score cube, but why not score cube? And now let's real quick add score cube and score cube. Now let's see what happens. Okay, I can see. Oh yeah, of course. It can't spawn nothing, and we also did not add the script into the scene. So let's just call this one Game Manager, and add our score spawner here. Now we need to make ourselves a score. So I'm gonna create a default cube. Gonna decrease the size by 0.6, 0.6, 0.6. Now we still should have a pretty large cube, but not too large. Now I'm gonna add it to 4, 4, 4. That's a little bit better. Now let's create a new material. Create material. We call this one score cube. And let's make this one purple or something cool. I wanna go for purple. I wanna go for the more darkish. And later we'll add some effects to this or something. I'm gonna call this score cube, of course. And added two prefabs. So now we should. Don't want to make this video too long, so I'm gonna rush it a little bit. I'm gonna go to Game Manager and add Score Cube to the right prefab, and delete this one. But let's see. I think we now deleted Score Cube. Let's make just sure. And if you can see, it spawned one. So it spawned one, we can't collect it yet, but if you can see it clearly, there was none when we started the scene. So if you can see, there was nothing. Press play. Cube. Cube. And you can see it on a different place every time. Well, now it's the same, but our specific script is working. So thank you for watching, please subscribe.